Hi, everyone. I'm Dr. Venus, your Black Women Millionaires Mentor, and I welcome you to our Black Women Millionaires Insight series. We do these shows, really, these broadcasts on Mondays, and today is Dr. Martin Luther King's birthday. And I actually want to change it up a little bit today in honor of his birthday. In honor of his birthday, I want to change it up a little bit, all right? I'm gonna share a little bit about me for those of you who are new to me. Our tribe is growing. Oh, thank you for the heart. Thank you so much. It's because we have a lot of new people coming in. I got to make sure they know who I am instead of leaving that out. I'm Dr. Venus, your Black. Hi, Erica. And so it begins. I'm Dr. Venus, your Black Women Millionaires Mentor. My life is a miracle. By the time I was 16 years old, I was living on the streets of Baltimore, eating out of trash cans and sleeping in urine and beer. It was my 9th grade math teacher, a Black woman, holla and preach, who literally saved my life. She taught me through her actions that I mattered, that I wasn't just a throwaway. Babe, can you bring me some water, please? I drank all my water. Thanks. That's Lisa. She's my wife. She never jumps on. I'm including her, though, no matter what. Because of Nana, because of her love, my 9th grade math teacher, I eventually graduated from Stanford University with a second master's degree and a Ph.D. I have 4 degrees, or 4, that's 4. And let me see, what else? I turned my survival into a system that fast-tracked me to the $1 million mark in less than 3 years. Our company, Defy Impossible, has grossed over $4 million in the last 5 years and counting. And I have a sweet spot and a fierce commitment to Black women becoming millionaires. I did not say wealth. I did not say rich. I said millionaires. And I mean it with every ounce of blood in my body. All right. So that is what I do. That's who I am. I run my business. I run my business like a calling. Right. And so with that being said, I want to give you some protocols so you'll know how to flow with me. We're going to run a little longer today because I got some things I want to talk to you about on Dr. King's dream and your money. So for those of you who are new to me, the thing is, hearts, speed me, give me love, hearts, thumbs up, wows, all are great. They all work. And also, if I say something to you that pierces, that really resonates with your lived experience, type in the word holla, Holla. That way we're in dialogue, right? If I say something that pierces, like, oh my gosh, she's reading my mail, type in the word preach. But if I say, oh my God, this chick is all up on me, type in the word holla and preach, and then let me know what's going on with you so I can engage with you. I wish I had a way to talk back, right? So that we could be in dialogue, but this is the best I have for now. I have Facebook Live and I thank God for it, okay? So with that being said, let me just share with you what I'm thinking about today, okay? Today is Dr. King's birthday. And if you look at all of the posts and all the stuff that's going on, thank you, babe. If you look at all the posts and all the stuff that's going on, you know, we talk about Dr. King's dream, his speech, like it's the only thing he ever said, right? It's like the only thing that he's ever said, and it's not necessarily the case. And if you are posting, I love technology, but then there are times I want to fight it. I pray that you're posting, saying who you are, where you are, you know, and sharing this live stream, sharing this broadcast, so other sisters in success are empowered in their money, okay? So I'm asking for your partnership up front so that we can feed each other. But this is what I want to start talking to you about. We talk about Dr. King's dream because I have a dream speech. And if you think about all of the marketing that you hear around Dr. King and his birthday, it goes to that I have a dream speech. I have a dream speech. I have a dream speech. That's where it goes, okay? That's not the only speech he did, all right? But there's one that I would love for you to check out. I can't do it now because I have something else I want you to check up on. Hi, Keisha. Okay, thank you. At least, okay, there's 2 people who made comments. Where's everybody? Holiday. Okay, no problem. So, but there's another speech that I would love for you to check out. Is his I've been to the mountaintop speech, okay? It was done right before he was assassinated. And in that speech, I think he was in Memphis. It was his second trip to Memphis. And he was going to Memphis, not because he was going, oh, hi, everybody. Hi, Bernadette. Hi, Jay. He was in Memphis for the second time because he was encouraging the sanitation workers to strike of all races. It wasn't just Black people, right? He was talking about money. Brother went to Memphis to talk about cash, all right? And what he was pointing to, I'm taking off my sweater. I'm starting to get hot. Hey, Cynthia, holla, I see you, sis. I see you, Ryan. Glad you're here. So he went to Memphis for, where am I doing? Okay, this is where I am. He went to Memphis to start a fight, okay? To start an economic fight, okay? And now he's known for social justice, but he was cut down before he moved fully into economic empowerment, okay? And so the reason why we're talking about this today on his birthday is because I want to read you something. It is not my word. It's pretty long, but and I can put the link in, but the reason I want to read it to you is because I want you to tell me if you can hear what's missing in what he's talking about, okay? So there's this article that was written last year by Cliff Albright, okay? I'm well, Shelly, we're going through, but thank you for checking on me, baby girl. I love you for it. The title of the article is called The Truth About Dr. King and Economic Empowerment, all right? That is the key, economic empowerment. It's what we are up to. It's the core of what Defy Impossible is all about. Well, thank you, Jewel. Thank you for subscribing for me. I love you for that, okay? And the reason why I'm reading this to you is because I want you to tell me if you can hear what's missing from this, all right? Now, this was written last year on January 16th. I was looking for different things that were written this year, and because of 45 is all colored with different things, right? And also with the, the slur that happened last week with the, with the African countries and immigration, which we're not gonna put any energy into. But the reason I want to bring this to you is because I need to know if you can hear what's missing. So everybody, what you're listening for is what is not included in this article. And it's a historical article about Dr. King and his relationship to economic empowerment. Now keep in mind, he got dead the moment he started talking about money. We could go there, God. You could fight me on this. But when he started talking, oh my God, hi Treasure. Happy MLK Day to you. When he started talking smack about money, when he started to unionize, getting union workers, poor white people with black people to work, when he was saying, look, we need to organize, that's when he got dead. Be very clear. When he was talking about equality, separate but equal came about. But when he started talking about money, economic empowerment, us actually working together to be sure we can make money, he got dead, okay? Now, I want you to hear, thank you, Keisha, I'm glad you caught that. I want to see if you can hear what's missing in his logic as it's recorded. I'm not suggesting this is the only article, okay? But I need you to fill me on this because I need you to be able to tell me what's missing from this argument, from Dr. King's argument. Does it make sense? It's different than what we normally do, but I got to get y'all clear about what we're up against. Not in a negative. You just need to know what's happening, okay? So this was written in January 16, 2017, okay? And we may run longer today because I need you to hear this, okay? Oh, I see you, Rashida. They saw that what he did. Oh, girl, give me a minute. Rashida, let me get through the word first and then we can rip it. You know what I'm saying? I just got to get this in because I don't think Black women know how powerful we are, especially economically. And if we don't know that, we'll get distracted. I got this. Oh, I got to tell you this. Oh, God. Jesus, please let me get through the knowledge. I got this badass quote today from one of my sisters in success who was loving on me from a live stream I did last week. And I don't want y'all to get distracted by the bullshit. And it's from Toni Morrison. I will get back to Dr. King in a moment, but I need you to hear this. And she said the very serious function of racism or white privilege or white supremacy, pick your poison, they all fall in the same house to me. The very serious function of racism is distraction. Holla and preach. I don't know if y'all picking up what I'm putting down, but if you look at our current environment, it's nothing more than a bunch of distractions. It's distracting, right? It keeps you from doing your work. I love you, Toni Morrison. You are my goddess, okay? It keeps you explaining over and over again your reason for being. I love her. Somebody says you have no language, so you spend 20 years proving that you do. Somebody says your head isn't shaped properly, so you have scientists work on the fact that it is. Someone says you have no art, so you dress that up. Someone says you have no kingdoms, so you dress that up. None of that is necessary. There will always be one more thing. And that's Toni Morrison, Portland State Black Studies Center Public Dialogue. Part 2, May 30, 30th, 1975, because I believe in citations, okay? Now, keep that in mind as I read this to you. You need to listen to this word. Now, it may be a little boring. I don't know if that's true or not, but I just want you to be very clear. I'm reading it on purpose. It's going to take me a couple of minutes because I want you to think. If you understand this, then you'll understand the point of me. You'll understand why I fight so hard for your millionaire status, okay? So this is what Cliff Albright wrote. The article is called The Truth About Dr. King and Economic Empowerment. For we know, this is Dr. King, quote, Dr. King, for we know now that it isn't enough to integrate lunch counters. What does it profit a man to be able to eat at an integrated lunch counter if he doesn't have enough money to buy a hamburger? Let's start there, okay? Holla and preach, okay? Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. is recognized throughout the world as a civil rights champion, okay? However, many of us underestimate Dr. King's increasing focus on economic rights and, more importantly, economic empowerment during his final days, okay? A closer look at Dr. King's 5 final years demonstrates this point. Hi, ladies. Hi, Jay. Hi, Rosalind. Glad you're here. Okay, for example, in 1963, Burlingame campaign, which many people remember because of the Children's Crusade and the police force's use of water hoses and dogs. We've seen the pictures, okay? Was not only about desegregating public facilities. The campaign also was about creating equal employment opportunities for Black residents in the downtown stores, which didn't mind taking Black money, but refused to help create Black income. Okay. Similarly, the 1965 March on Washington, the I Have a Dream speech, also had a broader focus than many people think. After all, check this out. The full name of the march was the March on Washington for Jobs and Freedom. Notice we never hear that. We never hear that part. I never heard that until I read this. I didn't know that was the whole name, okay? In addition to the civil rights topics that we usually associate with the march, such as desegregation public occupations, desegregating schools, and voting rights, the list of demands included a massive federal program to train and place all unemployed workers on meaningful and dignified jobs at decent wages, a national minimum wage act that will give all Americans a decent standard of living. $2 an hour was the target at the time. Wow. A broadened Fair Labor Standards Act, a Federal Fair Employment Practice Act barring discrimination, okay? It's worth noting that the $2 per hour minimum wage that the movement was seeking in 1963 is worth slightly more than $15 per hour in today's terms. Thus, there's a direct connection to today's campaign that fights for $15 an hour, as well as policies debate regarding raising the federal minimum wage to living wage and local government versions of such increases. Bottom line is in a very real sense, we are still fighting for the wages that Dr. King was demanded in 1963. Fast forward past a Nobel Peace Prize, voting rights, and other organizations' efforts. And we come to 1966 and the Chicago campaign, which targeted several issues, including housing segregation. This is important, ladies. This is so deep. The campaign led to an argument that included a promise from mortgage bankers to end discrimination in mortgage lending. But there was never any follow through, okay? The campaign also included Operations Breadbasket, through which demonstrations and consumer boycotts were used to pressure several major companies to expand employment opportunities for Black workers and contract opportunities for Black-owned businesses. The operation is estimated to have won 2,000 new jobs worth $15 million in new income for Chicago's Black community in the first 15 months of operation. Today, racial discrimination in mortgage lending nationwide continues to be common, sometimes resulting in disproportionate loan denials, and other times resulting in black borrowers receiving loans at higher interest rate. And since home ownership is one of the largest components of housing wealth, this disparity accounts for a significant portion of the racial wealth gap, okay, that has produced white wealth that is roughly 13 times the size of Black wealth, $144,000 compared to $11,200. Similarly, Black unemployment, 7.9%, remains roughly twice the rate of white unemployment, 4%, which has been the case ever since the federal government began tracking the stats in 1950s. Okay, then following Dr. King and the SCLC launched the Poor People's Campaign, arguably one of the most frequently mentioned topics when people think about Dr. King and economic empowerment. However, it's important to note that although the campaign's goal included legislation for full employment and guaranteed income, King viewed the campaign as more than just a demand to address the symptoms of poverty. He saw it as a mechanism to address and transform the root cause of poverty. He saw the campaign as part of a wider revolution. I love him for that. A wider revolution. Everybody type in revolution, just on GP, just because it sounds good. A wider revolution. I love him for this. Okay. I lost my place. Let me see where it is. No one's typing it wrong. Where's revolution? Am I just, are you bored? Let me see here. Okay, thank you, Shelley. I'm just making sure someone's here. Maybe it's just interesting to me because I understand what the significance of it. Oh, okay. A wider revolution is social transformation that would challenge and change the very structures that create such poverty. According to the Census Bureau in 2015, 22.9% of Black families live below the poverty line, representing only a modest gain since 1969, when 30% of Black families were in poverty, and the poverty rate remains more than twice as high as white poverty rate. Clearly, the transformation that Dr. King called for did not take place, and our need to demand such change is more important than ever. The need for such a transformation was one of the topics that Dr. King spoke about in his 1967 address to the SCLC convention. Where do we go from here? In addition to, in that speech, Dr. King spoke unequivocally about the need for Black people to gain both political and economic power. King argued, check this out, this is so cool. I'm going to see if I can lift this and use it. The plantation and the ghetto were created by those who had power. I don't even know how to fix that, God. Okay. King argued, the plantation and the ghetto were created by those who had power, both to combine those who had no power and to perpetuate their powerlessness. And although he maintained that the struggle must always be based on love, he declared, love without power is sentimental, okay? Thus, his increased focus on economic issues were not just about fairness and equality, but about power and the strength required to bring about social, political, and economic change, okay? So I'm gonna say one more thing before I really start spitting, is there's more here, but this is the thing I want you to hear. Dr. King's points remain valid today. Yes, Black wealth and income remains unacceptably low, while unemployment and poverty remain tragically high, especially in comparison to white America. Nevertheless, and there are other things that I just jumped over, but check this out. Nevertheless, Black buying power is expected to reach $1.4 trillion in 2020. And this is he says, according to research done by University of Georgia's SEG Center for Economic Growth and by The Atlantic, okay? And there's an even more current number from the Nielsen that just came out this year. My stats have been old because they only do stuff every like 7 years or something. But check this out. This is important because we have a combined economic power, right? That is so much combined spending power that it would make Black America the 15th largest economy in the world in terms of gross domestic product, okay? That is why recent calls for targeting boycotts such as the Injustice Boycott, calls to support Black banks, and mechanisms to increase support of Black businesses such as the Backing Black business site launched by Black Lives Matter, all have the potential for significant impact. However, for this to take place, the Black community must fully understand the strategies that Dr. King was calling for and implementing, and we must fully commit to carrying these strategies out. Now, he has some other stuff, but let me tell you why I took the time to read that, okay? What was missing in that article? Did anybody catch it? Did anybody catch it but me? What was missing and what was stated? Any takers? I'm feeling like a teacher today, I can't help it. This is the thing that I noticed. Did you notice that everything was designed around two kinds of economies: getting better jobs and funding Black-owned businesses. But the funding of Black-owned businesses, the way they're talking about it, is the ones that have government contracts. Nothing about entrepreneurship. Did anybody catch that? Nothing about entrepreneurship. Government contracts are not the same in my world as entrepreneurship, because government contracts are still dependent on massa to fund your dreams. That is how I hold it. I hold government. If you're governmentally funded, if you're a minority-owned business, that means you are putting bids and you're doing government funding, which means they can take it away, they can say no, they can do their thing, but not one mention about becoming an entrepreneur, making your own money. Do you see the difference? I don't even know if y'all can catch this because it's heavy for me, but it was important to me that you hear that even that Dr. King's economic plan had to do with holding the economy, holding the power structures accountable for equalness, even in the economy. But it never, I don't have anything that points to entrepreneurship around Dr. King's dream. Okay? Now, so here's my thing, ladies. I say that your dreams matter just as much as Dr. King's dreams. I really do. I say your dreams matter. And be clear, hear me when I tell you this. Dreams need to be financed. They require money, all right? Dreams need to be financed. And if they're not financed, I don't want this side. If they're not financed, they die. They're pipe dreams, okay? So the question becomes, how are you going to fund your dreams? Think about it. And I want you to really, the reason I'm asking you this because it's important for you to start dealing with. Dr. King, in a lot of ways, gave his life for you and I to be on Facebook Live today. Do you understand? If it had not been for his dream of equality, all right, you and I would not be able to do the stuff that we do at all. You know what I'm saying? I talk shit on a regular basis because Dr. King had a dream. Do you understand? You take him out the equation, there's so much not, right? But you got to understand that this is what I'm trying to say to you. We were not taught to be entrepreneurs. We weren't raised to be entrepreneurs. We were raised to get a good job or get government funding, which is welfare. To me, look, a federal grant, and to me, ain't nothing more than food stamps. And I mean that. It ain't nothing more than food stamps. And I love this whole notion of the revolution, okay? You know, so it's just like, wow, if y'all really start to contend with that you are fighting an uphill battle, that we have as a people, we've never been taught to make our own money. Do you understand? Like, we've been taught to get a good job. And even Dr. King's love for us to have equal shot, it didn't speak to starting your own business. I'm not saying, and I'm willing to be wrong, there may be some Dr. King scholar who will be listening to this when you share it, so please share it. They say, no, Dr. Venus, you stand corrected. He was talking about, entrepreneurship. I'm so willing to be wrong, okay? But what I am trying to say to you is there's no precedent for what we're doing. Do you see there's no language in popular culture around you being a millionaire at all. There's no language for that. There has not been any kind of traction created for a Black woman to be a millionaire. Yet we spend money, but we can't make our own. Think about it. We can spend it, but we can't make our own. That's the thing I want y'all to hear. Black people, we have the spending power of a nation. If we wanted to, we could be a nation, the 15th largest in the world, okay? Just on spending power alone. So that means we make money. You see what I'm saying? Because we're spending it. But the question I have for you is, are you funding your dream? Or are you paying a bill? Holla and preach. Think about it. It's something to ponder. Keisha said, that's why I love you. I love you too, Keisha. I love you too. I'm just really contending with it. And the thing is, I'm noticing the comments are low today, and it could just be because it's a holiday and that happens, but it's a real conversation. We talk about Dr. King's dream, but we don't ever deal with the way he did money, the way he was trying to get us to do money. I'm saying, if you don't really take on becoming a Black woman millionaire, the powers that be won't give you shit. Dr. King said it best. He said the same power that created ghettos, you know what I'm saying, created the projects. It's the same power. So if you think it's going to be different, I don't know what else to say to you, but I will say this. I'm clear. My job is to get you to stand for yourself through your money. You know what I'm saying? And what I'm looking at is you being able to finance your dream without interest, without having to explain it, with your own money. Learn how to bring in your own cash. You see what I'm saying? And that's the thing that I'm committed to. So I guess I'm gonna stop here. You know, I'm not gonna talk you to death, right? But I wanted to really get up in this because it's something that shapes everything that I do in terms of my business model of really empowering Black women to empower ourselves. And you cannot have power without money. And if you're always dependent on a job or a check, then how will you ever be able to fund your own dreams? Okay? And that's what I'm committed to. So I'm gonna be doing some stuff. I'm gonna be dropping some new hotness next week. Okay? So keep your eyes open. It's something, I just think we've killed the game with this one, all right? And I'm just wanting you to really start to contend with your dreams are just as important as Dr. King's dream. And I just don't know if you really comprehend how big of a deal it is for you to take on becoming a Black woman millionaire. And I don't mean there's a whole world that I'll be unfurling about why that's so important, why that is a revolutionary act. I'm living for a revolutionary act right now. Because until you comprehend how special you are, you won't know your worth, and you won't understand why you are the one we've been waiting for. You won't get it. It's like talking on deaf ears. You know what I'm saying? Hi, Lorna. Let me read some of the comments. Treasure says, "What you're saying is so important, though I know I owe thought." Treasure says, "What you're saying is so important, though I know I'm owed through my triple great-grandma's unpaid labor too. I'm in your camp. My ministry is not reparations." Nicely put. I love that. My ministry is not reparations. I don't think reparations, I don't really want their money. I want you to have your own money. The benefit of being in a democracy is free enterprise. Thank God. Thank God for capitalism, y'all. And I don't think you really comprehend how timely this is for you as a Black woman. You can do things they could not have done in the 60s. You can have your own quickly. You could be a millionaire quickly. Dr. King wouldn't even think about being a millionaire. He was just trying to get us equal. You know what I'm saying? But because of him, we can. Brittany says, "Yes, I'm trying to create my own path, but don't want to work for no one." Okay, then Brittany, you're in the right place, because I don't want you to work for nobody either. You know what I'm saying? I want you to make your own money. And that requires that you actually have to learn how to do that. We have a First Million incubator that gets you started on that path. You have to learn this. I was an artist and a scholar before I became an entrepreneur. I had to learn how to sell. I had to learn how to market. I had to learn how to not bring the behaviors I had as a employee to my business. So I'm with you, Brittany. You have to learn that. Jupiter says, I'm using my job to fund my dream. Okay. I don't know how to hear that, but I'm prayerful that it's good. I would love for you to not use your job to fund your dream, for you to fund your dream by bringing in new money, so that you don't have to rob Peter to pay Paul, Jupiter. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not saying that you're not. I'm saying the way it's written, I want to make sure that you're bringing in new money. See, here's what I'm trying to say to you ladies. I don't want you to have to work an extra shift to fund your job, to fund your dream. I don't want you to have to not pay a bill to build your business. Why not just bring in new money? Why not just bring in cash? I just don't see why that's what I would want for you, okay? Okay. Asana says 1.3 trillion purchasing power, that's true. Bernadette says, I'm working on funding a brand new dream at the moment after 12 years in retirement. Good for you. I was a business owner for 35 years, but I retired at 50. Now I'm 62 and reactivated again. Good for you, Bernadette. Let me see if there are any other. Vardon Vondelin says, some of us are still preaching getting a good job, go to school. But the thing is, if we are, and I think we are, it's because that's what we were taught. There is no, it's almost like being an alien. Black woman millionaire is an alien for Black people and the world. That is so, they thought so little of us historically and present day. That it's not even, no one thought like, oh, we could do that. Like not, you know, there's the exceptionism, you know, there's the boy, you know, there's the whole town to 10th. But every Black woman can be a millionaire. Every one of us. It's not a special trait. It's not you were raised, you came with the Black upper class. Nope. I came from the fucking gutter. And it has nothing to do with my money. Like that doesn't mean you can't, but you have to be taught that. You see what I'm saying? Rosalind says, jobs are the best business loans. Work only to fund dreams, not to live. Okay. See. Jules said, I did not hear the how-tos, the who and why entrepreneurs. Oh, thank you, Jules. I didn't either. Thank you, but I don't think, but Jules, to be fair, I don't think that was the top, that wasn't the top priority at that time. It's because of what Dr. King stood for that we have the opportunity to further the conversation. So it's no harm, no foul, but it struck my ear that there wasn't any conversation about having your own, you know? So thank you for writing it down. Rosa says, dream must be financed. This is exactly the current mental mood. How will I finance my dream? And that is the best question to ask, okay? Just looking to see if there are any comments I want to put in. Bernadette says, I'm missing most of what you're saying. Video keeps breaking up. I'm sorry for that. I can't, we're recording it. So for hopefully that it will move over. It'll work. So I'm gonna put my earbuds in. Maybe that, you didn't say anything bad about the audit. Let me see. Is that one? Can you hear me? Did that help? Let me see. Rashida says, I was taught that. I just finished my doctorate and was looking for work, but I need to switch my mindset to entrepreneurship. I think that's very wise. In this current economy, in this current climate, having your own is, in my opinion, your biggest security net. Okay? Okay, ladies. I'm gonna stop being Professor Reese today. But it mattered to me because I wanted to share with you in honor of Dr. King. I wanted to honor his birthday with really expanding how we hold him. And not just as a social injustice champion, but a man who was committed to economic empowerment. And we're taking that legacy to the next level. Every Black woman can be a millionaire, okay? There are steps. You have to learn stuff. It's not bullshit. You really do have to learn new things, right? You have to learn new things, but they're learnable. You know, they're not hard. They're learnable. Thank you for the hearts. They're learnable. They're not impossible. You know, as far as I'm concerned, if you can raise a family, you can go to school, you can do a Ph.D., you can do a job, you could be an you can be a millionaire. And it's not a pipe dream. It does take some work. But if you have a systematic way of doing it, if you have a system, a community of like-hearted sisters and brothers who love us, and you have a guide, you're light years ahead of the game. You'll be able to do it. If you do it the way we've been taught, which is working hard, you will be slaving at your business. And I know some millionaire sisters who are. So don't get it twisted. It goes on, no matter whether you're a 5-figure, 6-figure, 7-figure sister, the way we've been taught to make money, we make money like poor people make money, like slaves make money, like working class makes money. We haven't been taught to make money from what we know. We're so busy making money from what we do. And we'll even turn our business into another doing. You know what I'm saying? Instead of investing the money in ourselves to learn new skills, get a team, and literally have our knowledge be our money. Rich people don't work hard, ladies. Poor people work hard. Even there's some broke millionaires. So don't think of it as a direct cash. Don't think of it as a direct cash correlate. There are some broke millionaires. There's some high net worth sisters who are cash flow poor. They have money, but they ain't got no cash because all their money is accounted for some other things. So they have to wait for the next paycheck to come in. But on paper, they look like they're doing it. They're making moves. You know what I'm saying? But that doesn't mean they have cash because they don't know how to bring in new money. They just know how to work really hard. Black women work hard, okay? And I'm not trying to, I'm out for that for you. I don't want that for you. Yolanda says, everyone who launched their own business around me failed, but I'm not going to give up funding my dream. Well, Yolanda, if they launched their business and failed, because one, they probably did not have a mentor. Okay? If you don't have a mentor, you don't have a systematic way of doing shit. And if you don't have a community that empowers you and supports you and can push you out, you're going to fail. Black women want to go off and do a Lone Ranger thing when you can't do money as a Lone Ranger. You need a community. You see what I'm saying? And we keep trying to be independent. I'm like, no, that's not going to do it. Okay, Yolanda. Brittany says, work smarter, not harder. No, Brittany, I did not say work smarter, not harder. I never said that. I think that's a cliche that white people told us, and we thought it was real. You can work smart all you want, still be fucking broke. There's no working smarter. I think that's such a cliche. Working, period, is not going to make you rich. Working is going to make you tired. Stop working. I know that sounds crazy. I know that flies in the face of everything you've ever been taught as a Black woman. I know. Thank you for the hearts. And thank you for the shares. Thank you for sharing the broadcast. Okay. But working is not the key, ladies. Working. There are people in Malaysia who can do the same work you do for pennies on the dollar. And guess who they're going to pay? And guess who they're going to fire? You know what I'm saying? So, Brittany, I'm pushing back on that so you can really start thinking through it. And Anissa said, sell knowledge, new money. Close enough, I'll take it. Okay, let me see if there's anybody, I want to see. Dang, you just messed my whole head up. I know, Keisha, it's all right, baby. That's what I do. But I got something coming next week that's going to clear it all up for y'all. I got some new hotness coming next week that is going to change the game, all right? And what I love about it is that it's going to be so cool. It's completely accessible. It's so useful. It's going to take the mystery out of how to do this, at least how to get started in a powerful way, okay? So keep your eye open for that. And thank you for being with me for this Dr. King edition. You know, I know it's not as sensational, but it's important. I know it's not as emotive, but it's important. You need to understand that we're building on the shoulder of giants. We have the opportunity to do something that our forefathers and foremothers could never have ever imagined. Do you know what I'm saying? And so we bear witness to Dr. King's walk. We bear witness to his life. We bear witness to him giving his life so that we would have a shot at freedom. And that is honor. We honor the walk. You know, he gave his life for what he believed. He dedicated his life for that. Are you that committed for yours? Are you that committed for your dream? Or are you more comfortable and being okay with mediocre? I'm not. I'm not. If you're going to walk, you got to walk it with the same fervor, the same conviction that Dr. King walked his. Now, I don't want you to get assassinated. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if we ever, people ain't never know. You know what I'm saying? But you'll know. You'll know if you played full out or if you were just being safe. Okay? And if you have any doubts about how to flow, walk with me. Stay connected. You know, www.drvenus.net. Okay? Stay connected. You're going to want to get on my list because I have some new stuff coming I don't want you to miss. Okay? And I can't reveal it yet because we're not done yet. But I want to empower you to your first million. Starting exactly where you are. Whether you're working in a cubicle, or whether you're a high net worth Black woman millionaire, or whether you are a nonprofit who don't know how to get your shit funded. Why not learn how to bring in your own money? Just start for wherever you are. There's a place to start for everybody. Not everybody starts off at $1 million. Some of us started off on the streets. It's not a big deal, but it's a commitment thing, and it takes some time. But if you're serious about it, if you're really serious about transforming the financial destiny of your bloodline, you will take your dreams as serious as you take your lover. Okay? Yolanda says, working is going to make me tired, but my knowledge is going to make me regulate. Jimmy said, I'm so dope. It's okay. I'm building a game, building a confusing. But Lisa said, we honor him. Okay, we do. We honor him and we thank God for him. Had it not been for him, there would be no us. Aaron says, cognitive dissonance is a hell of a thing. Get it, Aaron. He said, I appreciate you exploding some of my beliefs. Okay, I love you for that. I love that you caught that, man. Thank you. Bernadette says, this time around, I want to work smarter, not harder. Okay, Bernadette, I'm looking for a new way and a new business model. So, Dr. Venus, how do I become a millionaire without working myself to death? Bernadette, that is a whole conversation. I'm going to be dropping something the next week. Keep your eye. This is what I would say, Bernadette. Join my list. Make sure you follow me. There's things my free stuff is more effective than most people paid stuff. Get on my list. Check out my articles. Check out my blogs. You see what I'm saying? It's more than I can give you right now, Bernadette. And I don't want to give you. I don't want to be a false prophet by giving you a false beginning. But what I will say to you is this: you're closer than you think. You're closer than you think. You know, imagine being able to have a business where you don't have to have a building. You don't have to pay for overhead. You don't have to pay for employee benefits. What if you could have a building that you could work from your laptop on the beach, or you could do your calls in your jammies at home after yoga. I mean, I want y'all to dream with me for a minute. Like there's a whole different world available for you as a Black woman that Dr. King didn't even know could be. There was no internet when Dr. King was here. You see what I'm saying? So you're closer than you think. You just gotta be willing to put the work in. And I don't mean like, I don't mean that. I mean the energetics, the emotional healing that will give you the permission to stay the course when it doesn't work, when it fails, when you don't know what to do. You know what I'm saying? So there's a whole methodology to that will take me longer to get into, but if you're on my list, you'll get fed. Look, I feed you. My job is to feed you. You know, people never have to pay me to get fed. People pay me to train them. That's a difference. You see what I'm saying? And so I'm out to feed you. But if you want to get trained by me, you have to actually start following me to see if you can deal with my level of intensity regarding your money, which is why I invite you to get on the list. You see what I'm saying? Go to www.drvenus.net so that we can feed you on a regular basis. So when you're ready to make that move, you got some legs. You see what I'm saying? So that's what I'm about right now, okay? Anissa said, we must learn how to use thought power. No. You need to learn how to pimp your pain for fucking profit. It's not thought, y'all. Please don't bastardize the teaching. It's not thought. I can think all day, but I don't mean it makes money. You got to figure, it's not the same. So just stay with me and walk with me slow. This is, like I said, cognitive dissonance. I just love that my hair is just doing hair things. If I start playing with my hair, but cognitive dissonance made me so happy. Don't try to make this into anything. Stay with me. Walk with me. Walk with me. It's a step-by-step process. Don't try to make it into a slogan. I can't feed you if you try to turn it into something else. I didn't say that it's a thought power. It's not thought power. It's about pain. It's about making money off some shit that you never even considered. Okay? Let me see, Diane. Oh, Diane is here. It's new. Okay, that's always been my dream, to be able to work at home, all set up. Home office set up since day 2. I feel you, girl. I understand. And it's not hard, but it does take some doing. But the doing is not what we've been taught. That's the thing I want y'all to hear. It wasn't about being the best sweet sweeper you could possibly be. That's just more working hard for respectability. We're not doing that in 2018. We're doing cash money. Okay? And with that being said, stay with me. Thank you for the hearts. I can't give it all to you, but I can. It's a 1 to 3 year walk, y'all. There's no way I can give. There's nothing I can say that's going to be useful, but I can get you started, okay? And what I can do is guide you, okay, until you're ready to really commit to you. So make sure you get to www.drvenus.net so you get on my list so I can keep you fed. And please share this video, share it. This is a big deal. Most people won't ever hear this. Thank you, Charmaine. Slowly walking. Must listen and listen carefully. Thank you, Chapman May. I love you for that. Thank you for being teachable. Yeah. Keep in mind, I was a tenured professor before I became an entrepreneur. I know how to teach. All right. And so, just these shots, these love shots, are just to get you in the game and get you some resource. But the walk takes a couple of rotations. But we have to start from where you are, all right? So like I said, please share this video if you haven't already. I didn't curse too hard today, all right? Which is, we'll see next week. I'm probably ripping. But please share this video so other sisters and the people in your feed, people in your tribe, people in your family, your church, your sorority have this knowledge. The best act of love is sharing knowledge. You see what I'm saying? So don't keep it for yourself. If you have to say, look, she got a potty mouth, but she's brilliant, and you need to hear this, ignore the potty mouth and get the word. Then tell them that before you send it to them so they're not like, oh, you see what I'm saying? Then tell them. Hell, it's not a problem. People know people curse. I think Jesus turned over some tables last time I checked. So, but do that. Get the word out. We can do so much together that we cannot do as individuals. All right? I know I talked long today, but I got into Dr. Reese mode versus Dr. Venus mode. But I wanted to make sure we honored Dr. King by really looking at how he was dealing with economic empowerment. And I'm saying we're building something on top of his dream for us. So I thank you, my sisters in success and the brothers who love us, for being more committed to your future than your past. Thank you for being interested in becoming a millionaire. Thank you for being committed to becoming a Black woman millionaire. It says something about what's possible for our people, what's possible for the planet, what's possible for a human being. Okay, you are a world changer. You are a world leader. You are God wrapped in flesh. You are the best that we've ever had. Okay, it took generations to get us you. My job is to feed you and train you up. Okay, and when you get your training on, as you get fed and you learn the stuff, you will change the world. Okay, know that I love you in that agape way. Treasure, if you're still around, it was a pleasure seeing you again. Haven't seen you in a while. And for all my, thank for all my repeat offenders, thank you, Jewel, for describing and pushing it out. But everybody, please know that I love you in that agape way. I don't have to know your story to know your spirit. You are a Black woman with a destiny. And I honor that. And I take that very seriously. You are my calling. You are my life's work. So know that you're loved. I can't wait to unveil what we're doing next week. It is going to be amazing. And please, please, please walk with me because I need you. Probably more than you need me, okay? Enjoy your day, and I will talk to you soon. Goodbye for now, and please share this video. Bye-bye. Happy Dr. King's Day. Share the video. I can do it. I can do it.